Dr. Shawn Wilson, Secretary of Louisiana's Department of Transportation and Development. Dr. Shawn, welcome back to Keel. Thank you, sir.
Good morning, Aaron and Robert. How are y'all doing today?
Doing good. It looks like lawmakers have kind of come to an agreement on how to use much of that American Rescue money. Is it accurate that about $100 million of it could be now going to the Jimmie Davis Bridge? Close?
That is accurate, and we are extremely excited that they have heeded our advice and did exactly what we've asked them to do. And I would be remiss if I didn't applaud Senate President Cortez for holding his coalition together and working with us to make a meaningful investment. And as I mentioned to others, as money changes and amounts changes, different things can happen. And so in this latest version, if you remember, there is this $100 million for the Jimmie Davis Bridge. It's the same $100 million that we originally proposed in the BP settlement. And we think that this will get us to the finish line for what's been asked for in that community for some time.
Any chance this could get moved like the other $100 million we used to have?
We're talking about the Louisiana legislature, Robert. There's always a chance. But again, I think there is a yearning for infrastructure. You've heard that throughout the course of debate leading up to this, through this. We wouldn't be here if the President of the United States had not initiated and demanded that this funding come to us. And this was a partisan bill, and I will not be supportive in concept of partisanship in any way. But when partisanship gets us things done, how do you argue against that? And so with this money coming to the state, great things can be done with it. And we have done and proposed at this point as good of a package as I think we can. The governor has been committed to making sure we fund a number of priorities. They've worked together very well with the Senate. And it's our hope that the House of Representatives comply with these overall requests. And we would say, look at it as a program, not as just my project, because they're competing priorities all over the state in all kinds of industries. And this is a fair and balanced distribution of resources, I understand. And clearly, good things can happen in all communities with this money.
So, Doc, bring us up to date financially, money-wise, on the Jimmie Davis Bridge project. We've got $100 million for now. We've got the $100 million. We used to have $100 million. Do we just have $100 million now? What's the total cost? Where's the rest of it going to come from, et cetera?
We've had a number of dollars in capital outlay. Approximately $20 million, if I'm not mistaken, remains. If you remember, we had more than that, but we let the project and had a number of issues and got out of the project. And that was a much smaller scale project. That was maintaining the existing bridge. This $100 million will be added to the $120 million to deliver what I would prefer to build is a new 4-lane structure in its entirety. And that's important because it is the least disruptive for existing traffic, but it's the best long-term alternative for maintenance and operations of the bridge in terms of safety as well as traffic and congestion. And so,
you're confusing me. You're confusing me now. Did you move the $100 million that we had just put over to the intercity connector back to Jimmie Davis Bridge now too? To have the $200 million?
That is not correct, Aaron.
Okay.
With the $100 million that was put in the BP bill, while it was originally dedicated to the Jimmie Davis, the legislature moved it to I-49. They have not touched that $100 million for the I-49. What this is new money from ARP that the Biden administration successfully got through Congress that allows the state to use this money on a number of resources, infrastructure being one of them. And so there's $100 million plus the $20 million dedicated to the Jimmie Davis Bridge. If I had less than that $100 million, I would be primarily focused on repairing the 2 lanes. That doesn't give you the 4-lane capacity. With this $100 million, the $20 million we have, we can deliver the 4-lane structure, which is better for traffic and safety and better for maintenance in the long term operations of the bridge.
So it won't be a new 2-lane bridge going one way and fixing up the old bridge. It'll be a brand new 4-lane bridge.
That would be my preference, and that is we've looked at both of those options, and the decision was really driven by money. And we've got money to build you a brand new 4-lane bridge, which is much quicker and much better in terms of how to deliver infrastructure.
Are you the final word on that? Who makes the final decision?
So, I mean, it's the state's decision. And again, at the end of the day, I don't want to close you off from that maintenance, from that existing bridge for a year and a half and still then open it up and you just have 2 lanes and then have to build 2 more lanes. So, again, you will get a 4-lane structure a lot quicker building a 4-lane bridge than you will maintaining a 2-lane and building a brand new 2-lane at the same time. It's from a traffic management perspective, this is a whole new route. You don't have to close off the existing bridge when you build it. You can continue to operate the existing bridge. It's a better solution in the long run, not just for citizens, but also for the state in terms of how we have to maintain structures.
Now, Cedric Glover went before a House committee and said the Jimmie Davis Bridge project, and I'm quoting him, was shovel ready. Is that a little bit off?
Well, you know, it's. I wouldn't call it a little bit off. Every project can be shovel ready with the right procurement process. Whether you're doing design build, whether you're doing design bid build, or CMAR, shovel ready is oftentimes overused. Does this mean I can go out tomorrow if this bill got signed and start building the bridge? No, it doesn't mean it. It's not that shovel ready in the most literal terms. What it does mean is this project is fully funded and there's no disruption to go, and in the immediate future we could begin the procurement process for design build or design bid build that will allow us to actually hit go, much like what we did on the Barksdale project, if you remember. Mm-hmm. That project did not have plans. It didn't have all the right-of-way. There were a lot of things that needed to happen. But using design build, it was able to be what is, air quotes, shovel-ready. And so he is accurate that that project is well-baked and ready to proceed to the next stage of delivery, which is construction and design. Design and construction in the proper order. And so, yeah, this money will allow us to begin moving with certainty to deliver this project. And I will tell you, we've got 2 years left in this administration, and there's no reason why we would not be able to break ground well within that 2-year window.
And the construction, length of time for construction for a new 4-lane bridge, it takes how long?
Well, Aaron, I've always said this when I get that question, it's not that easy because in the world of competition and making sure citizens get the best and fairest value, time and construction is something that is competed. So I can't tell you today how long it's going to take because we want to get the most efficient and the most valuable product. And different companies can go faster at different times depending on what they're doing. So, the most important thing to getting a bridge open is getting started. If we never get it started, then that timeline is much longer than when we started and have that certainty through the process.
Doc,
and that's the case for 90% of our projects.
Mm-hmm. One last quick question on the 1 to 10 scale. How confident are you that when John Bell Edwards leaves Baton Rouge, so to speak, that the bridge construction will be underway?
I'd rather answer that question after I see the final bill and see the final authorizations on that, because that could determine my answer, and I would hate to be misquoted.
Gotcha.
But I am not doubtful that if this bill gets signed and that money is included, that will happen.